Hey everybody, it's Friday again, and we're back for our third show. I think it's been kind of an interesting week for all of us. I think we're feeling a little put through the gears a bit this week, but glad to finally be hitting the weekend and hopefully getting to better things going forward. Kevin, what have you been up to this week?
So I've been going through a bunch of old boxes, and I found something that I wanted to share with you.
That's a VHS of
Yeah.
Batman '89. That's awesome.
And unfortunately, I can't find the complete set.
I had that set. I had multiple different versions of that set, and I'm betting both of those are pan and scan, aren't they?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
God, so glad we're past that era. My ex, when we started dating, she watched everything on pan and scan, and it used to drive me crazy. She had a square television set, and every time we watched movies at her place, it made me physically tense and angry. And she kept saying, but I don't like watching things with the black bars on the top and bottom. And so for her birthday one year, I bought a widescreen television set. And we started watching movies on that, and that was what finally convinced her. Because so when she went back to the pan and scan, she suddenly realized you're cutting off a huge part of the picture here. So it's an expensive way to educate people on the best way to view movies, but I'm really glad that we're just in the theatrical aspect ratio now.
In the 11th grade, I for English class, I had convinced my teacher to let me do a paper on Letterbox and the benefits of Letterbox. And I don't know how I did it, but I managed to make the paper about Tarantino movies. And she let me show Pulp Fiction. She let me show the Samuel L. Jackson, speech up until, oh man, I shot Marv in the face. I guess she'd never seen it before. Because as she's watching it, I'm watching her regret her decision as we get deeper and deeper into the movie.
Did the school get any letters or anything? Or
oh no, it was the 90s. It was okay when we still had senses of humor.
That's awesome. I do remember the other Letterbox story that I've got is they put on the Sci-Fi Channel at one point. They were making a big deal about airing the whole Star Wars trilogy. And I remember when they would go to the commercial breaks, they had Grace Jones, of all people, and I don't remember who the other person was, but they were extolling the virtues of Letterbox widescreen presentation and showing why you want to watch your movies that way. And I remember thinking that's an amazing thing that the Sci-Fi Channel did back then, because it made people aware of what you're not seeing when you had to do the pan and scan stuff. But we got a couple of guests behind the scenes here. I think we probably ought to bring them in. Let us start with Marvin Montanaro. Sir, what have you been up to this week?
Oh gosh, what haven't I been up to this week? Sleep. That's the thing I haven't been up to. Just a lot of news has been breaking, a lot of reporting going on. We've been following Fantastic Four pretty closely over there on the site. The box office expected to drop 60% this weekend, so I'm watching that pretty closely. Otherwise, just get into the gym pretty much every day. My morning routine is I like to I like to walk to the gym, use the gym, walk home, and then immediately go right in the pool, because it's like the perfect relaxation moment. And then I get a little bit of extra cardio in because I get to swim a couple laps. So it's been a lot of self-care, not the sleep part, but like the, trying to get to Kevin Apollo size is,
facial cucumbers over the eyes, all that kind of stuff.
Pretty much. Oh yeah, of course. No, but we're driving up to visit my parents at the end of this week, so just getting everything together for the road trip, and then get to see my buddy Kevin Apollo this weekend. So
That's
I'm
right.
very excited for that.
This weekend
with the Dukester in tow.
This coming weekend. We're having like a little barbecue for the wedding, because it was a lot of my family's up there and they couldn't come down for the wedding to Florida. So we're just having a bunch of people over, and Kev is coming over as well.
So
the missus is coming now too.
Is she really? Oh, that makes me happy. I miss her. That's fantastic.
So, do you have one barbecue dedicated to Kevin, or
What? No, we're having a barbecue dedicated to my wedding to my wife.
well, you don't understand. I'm asking, is
Oh, is there enough food? I don't know. My wife is making these shish kebabs that she makes with like this Filipino like marinade on them. And I was basically like, she's like, it's like 20 people, right? I was like, I better make it 30 just because, we know Kev's coming. And, let me tell you something. Kevin and I used to go to Red Robin. I think I might have told this story on the pro show before, but we used to go to Red Robin for lunch when they had bottomless fries. And they learned to regret that decision very quickly because we would sit there for like 3 hours and he never stopped eating fries.
I don't doubt it. I would imagine that he threatened their potato supply.
It is basically like Ron Swanson, where like when he orders a thing, it's like, sir, that's a deli platter. It serves 10 people. I know what I'm about, son. Like it's pretty much that.
Well, we have another person standing by backstage. I'd kind of like to bring him in because our main topic for tonight is actually inspired by him. So, welcome to the show, Martin Stone. How you doing?
He's muted is how he's doing.
I was, but I was muted because of the raw anger I felt at barbecue being used as a noun instead of a verb. It's just not how it's done down here.
I know. I'm learning how to use this. We just got a smoker, so I'm trying to learn how to use that and actually do to barbecue to make it a verb.
There's a steakhouse that I go to that uses orange wood to grill their steaks.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's quite nice.
That'd be interesting. I like hickory generally, but I'd be interested in trying orange wood, see what that tastes like.
Well, you ever get down to my neck of the woods, I'll take you.
I've been watching these nonstop YouTube videos on how to use an offset smoker.
So that's what you've been watching this week. You've got to put that in your pocket for when we do the show on Thursday.
Yeah, no, you're right. That is pretty much. But it's Martin's turn to answer questions.
Yep. What have you been up to this week, Martin?
I've been doing some writing. Actually, I've been working on this project for tonight, but also a Let's Fix thing that Kevin and I have talked about that may get unveiled on this show in the coming weeks as well.
Sounds good. We're looking forward to it. I think we should probably get to the super chats. I think we do have, well, actually, I guess it's not a super chat for the first one, but it is a new member. James O'Brien became a YouTube member. Welcome to the chaos, man. We're glad that you're here. And also, we have one from Andre Adams for $4.99. Already better than Colbert. I'm glad that that's getting adopted. That actually makes me very, very happy.
I'm glad to see the roast master himself, Andre Adams, is over here.
Everybody always tries to correct me there and thinks that I'm mispronouncing that name. It's like, no, that's deliberate. That's what we're doing here. We did have a couple of different kind of stories to talk about tonight that I thought might be kind of interesting. One of them, I think, bodes well for the future in that we've got comedy returning to the movie theaters and possibly good stuff. This is from our friends at Force of Light Entertainment. They have got a video review up. I couldn't put that up here, but they did say they love it. And the comments down here actually sound like it's pretty good too. John Dandy responding to that said, I'm down to see it now. I thought the trailer looked so dumb, but everyone says it's really funny. And they said, well, Naked Gun's always been dumb humor, but done well. Takes about 10 minutes to get into the flow, and then it's a lot of fun. And there's some questions about whether they're as good as the originals or the sequels, and I think that everybody feels that there's usually some drop-off from the originals, but just seeing it is a positive thing. And I think that generally what I've been hearing from people that I trust is that it sounds like it's going down pretty well. There's some more comments here for the hashtag Naked Gun. Liam Neeson showed up for an early screening in New York City and said there's no zombies, there's no superheroes, and Pedro Pascal isn't in the movie, which says that you kind of know how the audience is turned on that particular individual. Got some saying that the most mutually beneficial review score possible, 69 reviews with a 94% score. Of course, I think that's the critic score. I don't know if that's the audience score. One of the things that I have also been hearing is that apparently Pamela Anderson kind of runs away with the show in this. I know that when Paul Chano was talking about it, he said his belief was that the movie was kind of mid, but he thinks that she ran away with it and that she's got a lot more of this kind of comedy in the future. So I guess, guys, what have you heard and what do you think?
Well, it's got a 63% on critic list right now, with 20 voters in. So I tend to go with the people on critic list, and that 63% on critic list is good. It's not as willy-nilly with the throwing out of praise. I'm very excited for this. My plan is to see it sometime, hopefully this weekend. I want to rewatch Naked Gun first because it has been literal decades since I've seen it. So I've probably never seen the movie at a time in which I got all the jokes. So I want to go in informed, but I'm excited because I love Liam Neeson. I love Liam Neeson doing comedy, and I love Seth MacFarlane comedy.
When I was in high school, this was a staple. It's like it turned up whenever we had a day when the teachers were doing like an in-service day or something, and they were just putting on the movie in the classroom. This was almost inevitably what would come up. So I saw the original dozens of times. It had to be. And what's been fun as an adult is I got to introduce it to my son, and he became a huge fan, so much so that we went and we got the Blu-rays of from the Files of Police Squad, the thing that inspired Naked Gun. And so we're actually going to go see it tomorrow afternoon. And I know he's real excited about that. Martin, do you have any thoughts on it?
I am a big fan of Police Squad. I watched it with my boys. My wife is a huge fan of it. We just love that kind of the Zucker brothers comedy. I probably will see this one as well. It just looks funny to me. And everybody could use a laugh in a theater these days.
Yeah, I wasn't completely sold on the thing, but the trailer made me hopeful. I still wasn't completely buying into it, but the fact that people that I trust are saying good things about it and saying that they're laughing tells me that, okay, this is worth taking a shot on. And if so, I am so happy to see comedy come back because they have been so deathly afraid to touch comedy.
I was about to ask you, Lorn, what's the last movie? And I guess to ask everybody here, but what's the last movie in the theaters that you just laughed till you cried at in the theater?
For me, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
That was an odd situation because I ended up going with my girlfriend who became my wife, my mom, and my sister. And so my fiance is sitting next to my mom and just all this inappropriate humor. And I'm trying so hard not to laugh too hard at this awful stuff next to my mom sitting right across from my fiance, and my fiance is mortified, and it just made it funnier.
It might have been Tropic Thunder for me as well. The last one, though, I don't remember if I laughed as hard as I laughed when I saw Superbad.
I theaters.
I saw that in theaters, and I just remember like I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard at Superbad.
Step Brothers got me. I don't think I laughed that hard at a movie outside of the first time I saw the second Naked Gun movie.
The last comedy, though, like not in theater, but watching at home, that made me laugh like that was the Ted series on Peacock, which is the same creative team here.
Yeah,
so.
you were talking about that the other day. I haven't actually seen the series, so I'm a little surprised they were able to pull that off in some other format.
It's
tremendous.
it's so much it's better even than like the just like the things that they say. Like they do this thing where the two of them go up on the roof every Halloween and throw eggs at trick-or-treaters, and like this kid walks by in like this like robot costume made out of boxes, and he just goes, "Hey, those the boxes your dad used to move out." Just hucks the eggs at him, and I lost it.
Well, I'm glad that we're seeing a return to taking some risks. You know, it's like comedy's hard because it's all about timing, and depending on what kind of comedy you're doing, it could be physical or it could be sly or you've got outright slapstick. It requires a whole bunch of different kind of talents and normally knowing what your audience is looking for. So the fact that they're actually taking a risk here, I think, is a good sign.
There's the one other gag where they're throwing the eggs, though, Lord. The really effeminate kid comes by and he goes, "Who are you supposed to be?" And he's like, "I'm Olympic figure skater so-and-so." And then Johnny just goes, "You're going to have enough problems. Keep moving." Like, they're not afraid to make like the gay jokes and stuff like that on TED, which is, I highly recommend that to people. Yeah.
And you said that's on Peacock?
It's on Peacock, yeah.
All right.
So what I love about the Naked Gun especially is when you look at Leslie Nielsen's early career, he was always the heavy, and then you put him in this role as Frank Drebin, and he just plays it so deadpan, so serious, but it's hysterical. It is hysterical, and I feel like Liam Neeson's going to bring that same energy.
Oh, that's what he excels at. That's 100% what he excels at in comedy.
Phenomenal. I think he's the best part of TED 2.
Easily. I've been led to believe that this serial is exclusively for children. You understand that I myself am not a child.
And I won't be followed.
I won't forget this.
And then the post-credit scene where they come back to him and you see that he's had the crap beat out of him. So that apparently somebody is enforcing that rule. Anyway, we do have a couple others here to get to. We have the Superman movie drives a surge in DC content viewership on HBO Max, which surprised me a little bit. This story says that James Gunn's Superman's theatrical release is proving to be a win-win for Warner Brothers. Discovery, with the film driving significant audience engagement across DC properties on HBO Max since its July 11th debut. According to Deadline, classic Superman titles are experiencing massive viewership spikes on the streaming platform. Christopher Reeve's Superman the movie saw the most dramatic increase, jumping 332% week over week, while Zack Snyder's Man of Steel became the top-performing Superman film on the service with a 218% boost. The documentary Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story, recorded an impressive 1,206% lift in viewership, demonstrating renewed interest in the character's legacy. DC series are also benefiting from the Superman buzz. The first season of Peacemaker saw a 91% viewership increase last week. Perfectly timed to hit. What's that?
I was one of those. I watched it for the first time this week.
Perfectly timed ahead of the show's second season premiere in August. The surge in DC content consumption suggests that theatrical releases can effectively drive engagement across related streaming catalog titles, proving additional value for Warner Brothers Discovery's investment in the DC universe. And I would say for myself, after watching the Gunn film, it actually got me interested in going back to my long boxes and pulling out some old Superman comic books. And that, I think, is a really good sign. Even though I think that the opinions of the movie were mixed, I think over time it's going to be evaluated in a more positive light because it is driving interest in DC in a way that I think the Snyderverse had its dedicated fan base, but they kind of poisoned the well with DC, in my opinion.
It wasn't for kids.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you DC is, even though, yes, DC has always never been afraid to stick their toe in more mature waters. DC has always been the company that embraced that it had a younger fan base. So, and Marvel, especially as we got towards the end of the 90s, was a little more gritty and kind of leaning into the, appealing to the older fan. So you had an instance where Marvel's making DC movies and DC's making Marvel movies, but it doesn't work for DC characters at all. and you know the kids got left behind. But this is great news. This means that there is curiosity that hasn't been there for DC in a really long time. I don't even think the Nolan Batman films did this for really for the books. You always see that the companies try to sync everything up, and it just never really pays off for them. But this is very telling. That means for the first time in a very long time, people are very enthusiastic about Superman, and for the first time in a very long time, DC is dominating the news space in a way that Marvel has had a ironclad grip on for the last 15 years.
I think that I had liked this movie less than any of the rest of you, but I am really glad to see people turning to DC again, because I was a DC Comics reader growing up instead of Marvel.
Here's my thing, though. All the kids now that love this Superman movie, they're going to be like, well, what's next for this cinematic universe? And the next thing is Peacemaker Season 2, which is not for kids.
Well, yeah, but it's also not in the theater. I do think that there's a difference between the cinematic universe and what you're seeing on either TV or a streaming service somewhere. Something that I think is, to Kevin's point, is that I think I don't remember where I read it, but I got the impression that Gunn had said something to the effect that the other movies that they are going to do are going to have their tone tailored to whatever the subject is, which is kind of what Marvel originally was doing. When the MCU films were coming out, they had this idea that each of the different movies was going to occupy kind of its own different genre, where, say, the Guardians of the Galaxy is your space opera, your Captain America movies are your political thrillers, your Avengers movies are obviously the big comic book team-ups, but they kind of eventually sort of melted into this MCU sludge. And I get the impression that for Superman, I think the smart thing that they did was they embraced the character of Superman as being the naive Boy Scout and the universe is big and colorful and a little goofy. I don't think you're going to get that tone with Batman, and I don't think you're going to get that tone with Lobo or with Green Lantern or any of the other stuff. I think they're actually going to tailor it for whatever slice that they're going to have for the subject matter.
Somebody said something to me about the Superman movie today that made me appreciate a scene a lot more. They pointed out, like, when the Justice Gang shows up in the not Middle East at the end, and somebody was like, hey, like they show up because Superman inspired them to show up, and that was what I liked. And I was like, I had not put that together, and I realized that it's true, and I liked that. I thought that was pretty cool.
And they also get the characterization of Guy correct there. Again, characterization is important because his first line is, you got an upgrade, kid.
Yeah.
Which is, that's Guy. I always hated Guy, but that's Guy.
Isn't the next movie in the slate, though, that Supergirl, where she's a alcoholic party girl?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I'm worried about that one. I think that's done specifically to cater to the Yaz Queen group, and I don't think that's going to fly.
They want to make her like the rainbow icon. I think that they definitely want her to be like that.
I'm not so sure about that, because I think that they actually took a concerted effort to stay away from that kind of stuff in the first movie. And so I'm wondering more if they're positioning her that way at the end scene just to give her a more dramatic character arc, to go from being this irresponsible party girl to recognizing that she's actually got to be more than that.
I think the thing that's going to make her realize that is when she's going to encounter the ultimate party animal in Lobo. And, if this is going to be the buddy team up movie that I've been told that it is, they might be salvageable, but Tom King's name is involved in it. And so I have no faith in anything.
I understand that, but I think that Jason Momoa is going to want to chew it up as Lobo, because this is a role that's made for him.
It's the role he always should have had. It, never should have been Aqua Bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that was genius, though. You got to remember,
Aquabro was good for what it was, but it wasn't Aquaman.
Yeah,
It would have been nice. I actually would have liked to see the Aquaman from the Brave and the Bold, the Batman cartoon show, where he's kind of this big storytelling pirate. That could have been fun.
Yeah.
Listen, brothers. I love that. But I thought it was a bold choice just because, for a lot of people, Aquaman is the joke character, the guy that you made fun of because he was, a nerd in Super Friends, to the point that, the fact that the character sucked was the entire driving impetus between for the Aquaman story and Entourage. So they went big and it worked for them. I think it's, Jason Momoa has kind of redefined Aquaman even in the comics, and now Arthur's cool. I don't remember the last time anybody would have ever said Arthur was cool.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Probably ought to get on to our next one. This one is Fantastic Four, Deadpool creator slams dull and boring MCU movie. Rob Liefeld is not a fan of the Fantastic Four First Steps. The Fantastic Four First Steps is now playing in United States theaters. Directed by Matt Shackman, the MCU movie stars Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. You know all the people that are in it. What did he say? Liefeld, who's best known for creating the Deadpool character alongside Fabian Knight. No, I'm going to murder that name. Nasezia? Is that right?
Nishiza?
Nishiza?
Posted a picture of a mostly empty theater on Twitter with the caption, "This was the 5 p.m. Fantastic Four screening in my IMAX. I can tell you why there's very little repeat biz on this film. It's impossibly dull and boring." Oh boy,
correct.
Was it? Holy cow.
Yeah, we covered this today on That Park Place, and I was really surprised by how empty that IMAX theater was, but also not surprised because the movie is incredibly dull and boring. There are 2 action sequences, and Galactus is essentially a glorified kaiju in this.
I'd like to commend Liefeld on that amazing camera work. Great shots there.
He definitely sketched that out.
He wrote in another post, Vanessa Kirby carries the entire film and is tasked with some ridiculous lifts. She's the VIP. Also, the Franklin baby is the cutest kid ever on screen. Adorable.
It's a CGI baby.
What I've heard.
It's a creepy CGI baby that they're insisting is a real kid.
Was it the little feet? Is that what got him?
Itty bitty feet. I know this hurt him because he is a massive Fantastic Four fan. He often, and I mean often, talks about how the Fantastic Four has suffered from not having a someone run outside of Lee and Kirby and then John Byrne. And he's just desperate for someone to do something with them. And I just know he got to that movie and was like, what is this?
Yeah, it's a shame. It feels like they did have, it's what the House of Marvel was built on, and yet at some point they just sort of became, I don't know if forgotten's the right word, but they definitely lost the ability to handle the characters, and I don't know exactly how or why that happened.
I think part of the problem is, you can only write your characters only as smart as you are yourself.
So you think it's the Reed problem?
And I think Reed is a really big problem for them. I think also too, when you look at the old school crop of Marvel writers, they were all veterans, or they all experienced major life history. Either being a Depression baby, a WW2 baby, civil unrest, the whole bit. So they lived it. So they had a different kind of perspective and intensity to their storytelling that doesn't really exist today. It's doesn't matter what side you're on. A lot of it's tainted by ideology. So they are having a harder time writing a universal story, or let alone even just drilling down and giving people an adventure. They forgot, like, the strength of the book is that they're a family who happens to be superheroes, and on top of it, they're more explorers first.
I'm going to hit a nerve. Do you think a lot of it is because of the traditional dynamic of the Reed and Sue relationship and that they have not been able to handle that through what they want to put their modern lens? Is that what's put the kibosh on it?
I think that's a big chunk of it. You especially when you look at old school Reed. Reed was definitely the father knows best stern type who kind of talked down to everybody, but made sure the house ran the way he needed the house run. Johnny and Ben were essentially the two rowdy boys who needed the life lessons, and Sue was June Cleaver with superpowers. And it's not really until it's not really until you move along in the years where you see they finally let her break out of her shell, and John Byrne was really the first person to go, hey, we got to do more with Sue. But I also go like, hey, listen, you can't take some things from the 60s and apply them to here. Like, you just got to kind of just tell the story. And there's clearly love there. It doesn't matter that Reed was so much older. They have de-aged Reed and aged up Sue and made and put more of the emphasis on she's Johnny's big sister, and for Reed, it's like, well, he's the mad scientist who accidentally did this thing that, horribly scarred his friends, and he feels bad about his best friend. They put all the energy in the wrong place.
The problem with this movie is because it starts in the middle of a story, the relationships between the characters are already established before this movie happened. It happened off screen. There is not one single relationship between two characters that is either stronger or weaker or in any way different at the end of the movie than it was at the beginning of the movie. Not one.
So
That is the problem. We never got to see them come together to become a family unit. We never got to see Johnny and Ben kind of work out their resentment toward each other. We never got to see Ben and Reed kind of work out the whole thing with Reed's guilt. There's one throwaway line about Reed's guilt about Ben, and Ben is just like, don't worry about it. I like being this. There's just nothing to it. These characters are NPCs. There's nothing going on other than the fact that Galactus shows up and gets walloped by mommies.
Have you ever seen Kurt Vonnegut's speech about character growth?
No.
Oh, no, that wasn't Kurt Vonnegut. It was Herb, the guy that wrote Dune. Frank Herbert. And he draws a quadrant on the chalkboard, and he sort of draws out these sine wave curves. And if you got a guy who starts at the top, he needs to come down, and he can come back up, but it's all about the movement vertically a long time. And so nobody wants static characters was Herbert's entire point.
Every character in this movie is static. They 100%. They are all they're the same at the end of the movie as they were at the beginning. The relationships are all the same. Nothing happens. They are one-dimensional caricatures. This was an issue I had with Superman as well, because a lot of the development happened off screen, like not understanding why Lex Luthor hates Superman the way he does. So though I will say I felt like the relationship between Lois and Superman is stronger at the end of the film than it was at the beginning. It's just, that's a story that's already been told in the Fantastic Four. And I'm okay with starting off with Reed and Sue already as a married couple, but like, there's no conflict that they face in their relationship, even becoming parents. The only conflict is like Reed is like trying to figure out what to do, and Sue is like, I know what you're thinking. You were thinking about giving the baby to Galactus. And he's like, well, yeah, I considered it because I literally consider every conceivable like path forward. It's just how my brain works. And then she's mad at him about that, but that doesn't really impact the plot in any way, shape, or form.
Well, it sounds like, based on your description, that it's the same problem that we have with a lot of other mass-produced movies now. It's just filler content.
Yep.
And it doesn't really have a soul to it. So until they get back to telling stories with soul, I don't think they're going to be rewarded. That's about it for our news stories, though. I did want to get to the super chats again real quick, if you guys don't mind. We have one from Maravita for $9.99. I made it. Just got done watching Third Eye Blind. Love our county fair. You've been seeing a lot of artists lately. I'm kind of jealous of all the action you're getting to see.
That's a great county fair.
Yeah, it's like I think the last one that she said that she'd seen was oh, his name's slipping my mind now. It'll come to me in a minute. Sorry. Next one that we have is Chef Eddie for $5. Pamela Anderson is a great actress. Her remake of Casablanca, Barbed Wire, was a masterpiece.
Well done.
Remake
Good
of
for Liam
Casablanca.
Neeson. Good for Liam Neeson.
Does it really borrow the plot? I've never seen Barbed Wire.
It's come on. This is like an epic that will be remembered 70 years from now.
I've seen
Maravita
Barbed Wire. I can't tell you anything about what the plot is. I just remember that there's a lot of water that she gets shot with in the beginning of the movie, and then
I'm shocked.
and then it just falls off from there.
Maravita for $19.99. The last funny movie in theaters for me was Jumanji, the first one with The Rock.
I liked that movie.
It came out a couple of months after we lost my mom, and it was the first time we really laughed. My dad and I laughed so hard we cried. That's another movie that my son absolutely loves. He likes the sequel too, and I think actually that was a brilliant reintroduction of a movie. It was not a remake. It wasn't really a what do you call it?
It was a sequel.
It was yeah, but it wasn't tied to it quite in the same way that you're used to them doing that. It was kind of a soft reboot without really being a soft reboot. And I think if you're going to do something like that, that's the best way to do it.
It was a sequel without being terrible.
I was about 3 years old when I realized that the hunter in the first one was the dad.
Yes. Yeah, they did.
I never realized. Kevin said it at one time, and he was like, "Oh, well, yeah, the dad being the hunter," and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then when I thought about it, I was like, "Oh, it was."
Changes the framing of the whole movie.
It really that we had a whole Jumanji summer in my house when I was in cable. We just watched Jumanji like every day. We played the board game every day. Like, we were obsessed with Jumanji.
It's a good movie. I'm probably in the rare camp that I prefer the Rock versions to the Robin Williams ones. I'm probably I'm gonna get some hate for that, I think, but I do.
Marv, yeah, you are.
You're gonna get lots of hate. Yep.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you. That's gonna
be besmirch Robin Williams like that. Hasn't he been through enough?
I don't know why it is. It's just for some reason Jumanji didn't hit with me the way that I would expect it to, and
it may have been the kid actors.
I don't think it was that. For some reason,
the girl is someone, isn't she? Like, didn't she grow up to be some famous person?
Was it Kirsten Dunst or?
It might be Kirsten Dunst.
I think it is, because I often got her and the girl from Jurassic Park confused, but I think she's Kirsten Dunst.
Yep, I think that's right.
The thing that I always wondered, like when Alan and Sarah go back in time in the end and they become kids again, I'm like, man, they get to live through their childhood again, like knowing what it's like to be adults. So, like, what's high school like for them? Like, I don't know. The
existential dread the whole way through.
Well, then again, I mean, Alan spent his formative years in a jungle being chased by vines and a crazy hunter that looked like his dad. So, yeah. I mean, Sarah is the one that goes through, has two lives in her head, I guess.
True enough. WDW Pro gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships. And then we've got Chef Eddie for $5. Kevin, you need to get Lorn to do a watch along for SummerSlam. I could be talked into that. I'd be willing to do that.
If you want to come down, this weekend, it's on both Saturday and Sunday. If you want to watch SummerSlam with us, I'd be more than happy to have you there with us.
I think I'm kind of booked this weekend. If it's this weekend, that'd be kind of hard.
It is. It's tomorrow and Sunday. So if you want to come for either day, I'm trying to talk Trish into it also. Martin, you're invited also if you want to come.
Oh, thank you.
Trish is in the chat, and she saw an article on Richard Grieco today.
send me a message around the time anyway, just in case. Maybe I'll be free. It might be kind of fun. Tender Warrior, which, hey, I don't think I've seen you here before. Great to have you here, Tender Warrior. It's good to see you. Gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships. And we've got Andre Adams again for $9.99. Although he's right on that issue, it's still funny coming from Liefeld, who outside of Deadpool and Cable, most of the characters he created were ripoffs. You guys would have to comment on that, because I don't really know a whole lot about his output.
I mean, wasn't Deadpool in the beginning kind of just like a Deathstroke ripoff?
Deadpool is a brazen Deathstroke ripoff. That's why his name is Wade.
Yeah.
Wade and Slade. I get it.
Yeah. It wasn't until later that they did the fourth wall breaking stuff.
Well, that wasn't an original aspect of the character?
No.
I didn't know
he
that.
was a Wolverine villain at first, wasn't he? Like, or an antagonist?
New Mutants. They put him in a crate and they ship him off to. I think they shipped him to Abu Dhabi actually.
With normal, like normal.
Yes, like normal. And then when he gets reintroduced in his first miniseries, they expand the character and give him a little more depth, and he starts breaking the fourth wall. And it's when he comes back in his miniseries, he's more in line with the Deadpool that we know today. And then Cable, Liefeld just created somebody who he loved the Toy Biz action figures, and because they kept taking his characters and making the toys like almost immediately. Like if the character debuted in January, there was a Toy Biz toy coming out in May. So he was like, well, I'm just gonna make a character who looks super duper cool and give him lots of pockets. And then we got Cable.
Next up is XJ Cherokee Bear with one of my favorite comments tonight at $5. Happy 44th anniversary to MTV, celebrating 15 years of music. Then we got Sean for $1.99. Hey you Lorn, I want to be your girlfriend.
You're not doing it right. It's hey you Lorn, I want to be your girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't see the musical notes. I should have caught that. Sorry about that. I butchered it, but Marvin did it, so there you go. Aravita for $9.99. T. Kane Brown, W. Matty Tay, and Low Cash. T303? I don't know who that is. And TLC tonight. Third Eye Blind tomorrow. Lit and Pop Evil Sunday. John Party. This is all for your county fair? What county are you in?
The Lit one.
I mean, that's
Welcome to Lit County.
Counties. At our county fairs, we would usually get one act, and usually it was somebody who was kind of a has-been. So, I mean, it was fun, but nothing like this. I
feel like I remember one time at a county fair seeing the Charlie Daniels band.
Yeah, I saw Charlie Daniels band somewhere else, but I saw Willie Nelson at a county fair. That was a good one.
That'd be an excellent one.
I had a wrestling match where Bret Michaels was playing in the pavilion next to us. So obviously there was nobody there. So during the entire match, I just watched Bret Michaels perform while pretending to be anything remotely close to interested in the actual match that I was having.
We got one from Mike Glass. Do it, Lorn and Trish. I don't know what this is referring to.
SummerSlam.
Okay, cool. Well, like I said, send me the message. I don't know if I'll be able to make it, but I think have fun. Maybe joining in with you guys. That might be.
Even if we just watch some wrestling and comment on what we see.
Are you sure he wasn't talking about Rockapella?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Do it, Rockapella. At the end of every episode of Carmen Sandiego, they would go, "Do it, Rockapella."
Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's it for our super chats for the moment, folks. Actually, nope. I had one more sneak in. Maravita again for $9.99. Next year, we're getting Keith Urban. Our fair is freaking awesome. It really is. I'm jealous of all the talent you're getting there.
See, that's where my dyslexia hit. I saw Carl Urban.
Even better.
That
Yeah,
would be a
cool, too.
symphony of death.
Johnny Cage.
I was thinking Dread.
That's good. Judge Dredd. Mama.
All right, guys, I think we're ready to move to our main topic for the night. This is actually something that Martin had suggested that we could use, and I really want to thank you for pitching this idea. Here we go. So this is the Hollywood recast, and the idea behind this is that you think of a movie and imagine what would happen if all of the main talent were not available for one reason or another, and you had to recast the movie with period actors that could fill those roles. Who would be your dream cast, or potentially your worst cast, to try and fill the shoes for all of these characters that you know from these classic movies? And the movie that we're pitching tonight is Caddyshack, and you guys are going to have an advantage here because I had never seen Caddyshack. I watched it for the very first time last night. So
What'd you think?
I appreciate all of the talent that's in the movie. I admire all of the guys that are in it, but I thought Ted Knight did a particularly good job.
So good.
But
So good.
pretty obvious to me that they didn't really. This thing came together as they were filming, is my sense. It's a series of vignettes. It's not really a story. So
The scene between Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, I believe, was 100% ad-libbed.
I don't doubt that for a minute.
There's a story about that they hated each other, and at some point the studio realized the two of them had no scenes together, and they were perfectly happy with that, but the studio wasn't. So they forced them to shoot a scene together, but they refused to rehearse, so they just did it on the fly.
I'm sorry. The best moment of the entire movie is when Chevy Chase is with that girl. He's like, "Let's just pretend that we're just two human beings." Freeze, Gopher!
The Rodney Dangerfield, because it was his first movie, the anytime Harold Ramis would call action, Rodney would never enter the scene. He would just hang out in the background and be doing something else. And it got to the point that Harold Ramis was like, "Rodney, this is where you're supposed to enter. I need you here. So what are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, just tell me when you need me to do my thing." "Okay, well, I need you to do it." And he would call action, and Rodney wouldn't come. And then finally, Harold Ramis realized Rodney has no idea what I'm saying when I say action. So for the rest of the movie, anytime he needed Rodney to enter the scene, he would go, "Rodney, come do your thing." And he would zoom in and improv half of what he had to say and then zoom out.
I think that I had heard some lore. I don't know if this is right, but I think I heard that this was Harold Ramis's first film and that they weren't entirely confident about his ability to do it. Is that right?
Yes, and I think you can see it. There's particularly with Dangerfield, there's a lot of scenes where he's the only person in the shot.
Yeah,
I love the moment when he's out there with the bishop and the rain is just torrential downpour, and he goes, "I don't think the heavy stuff's coming down for quite some time."
That was actually the best bit in the movie. I think was the priest having his best game ever, and the whole thing is telegraphed way in advance. You know what's going to happen here.
Lightning.
And then the next time you see him, he's drinking himself half to death, and he's lost his face.
That part is funny. I did
You're
like
not
that.
a man, you're a bishop.
I also appreciated Brian Doyle. I always enjoy seeing Brian Doyle. He never has huge roles, and they're always just kind of background grumpy characters. But he makes me smile every time he turns up. So
I think he was the main writer on this one.
Really?
I think so.
Mm.
I didn't know that. That's cool. So I guess I don't know how you guys want to do this. I think maybe we ought to leave Kevin for last because you're the one who pitched it. So I have the idea that you might have the best list. So I'm probably going to have the worst because I'd have to see the movie a couple more times to get a better feel for it.
Well, do we want to go character by character, each of us around, or do we want to fill out the whole lineup and then move on to the next person?
I hadn't thought of that. Character by character might be fun.
Yeah, so I'll tell you guys, I did I did Rodney, I did Bill Murray, Carl, I did Ty, I did Judge Smales, and I did Danny. Those were the only ones that I did. I didn't know if we were going far beyond the core 5.
I actually did Lacey too.
Well, half the movie did Lacey, so
Hey,
I had the hardest time replacing Lacey because I was like, I can't remember any starlets from 79 or 80 that are jumping to mind. For some reason, I just want blank. I went totally blank on TV. And I'm like, oh, you know, and I finally pulled inspiration out of a hat. And I think I got it.
who was everybody's hardest one to replace?
Rodney.
Yeah, I think that's right. Although I think that I kind of went for the obvious choice. So
I think mine is obvious too, but I think it's the right answer.
all right. So who wants to start?
So I'll also explain how I got here, because I watch Caddyshack regularly, Caddyshack and Stripes, and when I was watching Stripes, I realized because I in my Amazon something for What About Bob popped up. And then I started thinking, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch What About Bob. And then I started thinking about Groundhog's Day, and I'm like, Bill Murray always kind of plays the same character. He's like either a weird curmudgeon, or just a curmudgeon, or just a weird sarcastic guy. And then by the time he gets to the end of the movie, he's like has a new lease on life and is kind of happy. But then there's Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase starts the movie as a jerk and ends the movie as a jerk. And I was like, I wonder what happened if you swap them out. And then I started about how I thought it was really funny that they hated each other. But I'm like, well, what would happen if Chevy Chase wasn't Stripes in particular? When you watch Stripes, Bill Murray is he deserves to get his butt kicked. And then somehow he rallies and saves the day. And I'm like, I don't think that would happen if Chevy Chase took Bill Murray's spot in this movie as a character. And then
would Chevy defect or would he be court-martialed?
Right? I feel like he would have just taken the court-martial and been like, whatever.
I think he would have gone full KGB.
I think the court-martial is the right way to go, because it would be just sticking the thumb in the eye of authority, as he likes to do, and everybody would hate him so much that they would enjoy putting him through the process.
That's true, yeah.
So who's going first? What's our first character?
Well, why don't we take on Carl Spackler first?
Okay. Kevin, who'd you put in? Carl Spackler's played by Bill Murray. Who's your replacement?
Oh, this one was hard, but I went with Christopher Lloyd.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about Lloyd.
I hadn't either.
That's better than mine, I think.
Especially that era. That's not a bad choice.
Right. So I figured he wouldn't quite, he would play it a little softer than he did in Taxi. And he because the Bill Murray character is just so bizarre and out there. I'm like, Christopher Lloyd could deliver these monologues and that frantic wail, and I think it would be just as funny. A little different, but just as funny.
I think that's a good choice. I think you probably nailed this one probably better than we did based on everybody's reactions. Marvin, who have you got?
I had John Belushi.
Same one I got. Yep.
I thought that he would have played it more as like a stoner, and as opposed to just being kind of like shell shocked. I guess kind of the way that Bill Murray played it, sort of. I don't know. I think it would have been interesting to watch John Belushi try to kill a puppet gopher.
Yeah,
I actually take that back. I had John Belushi for a different role. That's not who I had for Carl.
Oh
yeah.
So
I had Belushi, but as I told Kevin, I double cast. because I had an idea for an absolutely insane version of this. So Belushi was my main cast. My Dark Horse cast was Christopher Walken.
Oh,
Oh,
would have
he
been
says to me,
tremendous.
Gunga La Gunga. Gunga La Gunga.
Especially coming right out of Deer Hunter. Oh, that would have been tremendous.
That's
The first line that popped into my head for that was the Gunga La Gunga.
that's
I said to
inspired.
him, hey, Dolly.
Yeah,
Barfoot,
my Dark Horse casting gets very dark from there.
See, now I came up with 2 cast lists too because I knew you were going to do it, so I wanted to hang in there with you. I think Walken is an inspired choice for that because it totally changes the tone, and yet I could see Walken delivering those lines.
Right?
I picked for Carl for my first replacement, Robin Williams.
Especially that era, Robin Williams. I could see that. The chat has got a bunch of really good ideas
Yeah,
too. I
chat.
think.
What do you got?
Yeah, let's
I told everybody to play along.
Let me see if I can find some of these.
Seeing John Belushi. I'm seeing Mike Glass went woke. He said Eddie Murphy. I'm kidding, but no, I like this one. I like George Carlin. That's a good poll.
80s Carlin would have been interesting.
Oh yeah. 80s Carlin, that would have been interesting. Yeah.
Not quite Mr. Conductor yet.
I had a friend, Marv, actually, Eric Albert said Andy Kaufman too from Boom.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So who's up next? What are we casting for next?
Let's see.
Character. You want to go to Danny?
Yeah, let's do Danny. I had fun with Danny. The
So in the picture, he's played by Michael O'Keefe. Who's your replacement?
who wants to go?
Well, look, I was right away being like, enough with this Irish nonsense. We're going straight paisan with this, and I went Scott Baio.
I actually had Chachi for the friend. But, yeah.
Oh,
So I said, but this is the one that I doubled up on. I said Scott Baio, and I also said Ralph Macchio.
so I almost tripled up on this, but I pulled Scott Baio out and moved him down to the friend. And for Danny, I had Leif Garrett and Danny Bonaducci.
So
Danny
Danny
Bonaducci would be great.
the level of drugs on that set would be all right. So my main cast for that would have been David Naughton, who is actually a little bit old, but reads younger than he is on screen. And let's remember, O'Keefe was 25 when he was playing this 18-year-old. My dark horse is Matt Dillon, who actually is young at that point. Really dark horse, 'cause I went 3 deep on this one, was Eddie Murphy.
I had
It definitely
That
plays. It plays way differently if Danny's black, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, for my really dark horse cast, there's a couple other changes that make sense.
Okay.
we're going to get to those later, I assume.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right, Lorn, who'd you got?
I had Timothy Hutton.
Huh.
Timothy Hutton, yeah, that could be interesting.
Nice.
He'd have been about the right age, and he was kind of a fresh face at the time, so I thought it could be kind of interesting.
Has he already done Ordinary People by that point?
I think that was later, I think. I don't know for sure. I'd have to look it up.
He's probably done some strange ones too.
Oh, here, Pro says Tony Danza.
Extravaganza.
So I almost put Tony Danza, but I was like, he's too old. I think he was 29.
Yeah, that's why I went like Scott Baio, I think, was 20 at the time, which is why I went with him, and Ralph Macchio was 19.
I
Really?
went
See,
hard
I
on that
thought
too.
Ralph would be too young.
He was
I pulled up
19
old
and
Tiger-
19. Yeah. What?
I pulled up old Tiger Beats to age check.
Nice. I'm a little surprised we didn't get who was it that sang Jesse's Girl?
Rick
Rick Springfield?
Rick Springfield. I mean, if you're looking
Kevin-
for old
Kev-
Tiger beats.
Kevin, you know the only reason that I know that is from the wrestling album with Jimmy Hart singing "Eat Your Heart Out," Rick Springfield.
Rick Springfield.
So who's our next character?
Who'd you guys pick for Lacey? Or did anybody pick a Lacey?
Yeah, I picked a Lacey.
I did too.
I can pick one now.
All right, so I'll go on that one. My first one was Cheryl Ladd from Charlie's Angels.
Solid choice.
Dark horse on that one is Morgan Fairchild.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
And then the really dark horse, the one that matches with Eddie Murphy, would be Vonetta McGee, who was in a bunch of blaxploitation movies.
That is a tremendous cut. Well done. Well done.
Who'd you pick, Kevin?
I had three. I had three on this one. I want Morgan Fairchild, Shannon Tweed, and a Playboy playmate who was roughly Lacey's age, Lee Ann Michelle.
See, I had either Bo Derek or Brooke Shields.
Nice.
Yeah, Brooke Shields would have been 17, 18 at the time, right?
Yeah, I think Morgan Fairchild is the correct answer to this.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, yes.
Because it was the 80s, I was about to say Molly Ringwald, and then I looked it up and I said she was 12.
She would have been 12.
She was 12.
Yeah, I just thought Fairchild was a little bit old for 1980, which would have made the relationship with Danny creepy.
Let's see. Morgan Fairchild in 1980 would have been.
Aaron Gray. I think Aaron Gray would still be a little too young too.
She would have been. She would have been 30 in 1980.
Well, I think Cindy Morgan is 30, like 29 or 30 in 1980 as well.
Yeah, I guess she read a lot younger. So
I had considered Linda Carter, but there's no way anybody picked for Danny is getting Linda Carter.
no.
Mm-mm.
In her satin tights fighting for our rights and the old red, white, and blue? I don't think so.
But speaking of Linda Carter, I did pick for Maggie, and I went with what's her name? Debbie Winger or Deborah Winger? I don't remember. What was Wonder Girl's real name?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
Electra Woman and Dinah Girl.
Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. Great tick joke. Croissant and eclair.
Lauren, did you go on Lacey yet?
Yeah, I said
you
I
just
had.
did,
Yeah, I
So
had.
moving
Bo
on to the
Derek
next
and
one?
Brooke Shields.
Right.
Yeah.
How about
who do you guys have?
Smales? Because that'll
Judge
round out
Smales?
my really dark horse characters.
I
have a good one for Smales.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead first.
Okay, so I did three. For so my first one was Norman Fell,
Okay, yeah.
mostly because I would hope that he would break the fourth wall and give us a little at something. So I love Mr. Roper. My second pick was G.W. Bailey, Captain Harris,
Mm-hmm.
and Sherman Helmsley.
Sherman Helmsley, nice.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, Gene Hackman.
That was my second pick.
Nice.
The guy has comedy chops. People don't
He
anticipate.
really does. Look at
Really?
the birdcage. Look at him. The reason I cast him that was because I remembered his role in the birdcage.
I had heard at one point he was offered the role of Mike Brady in the Brady Bunch.
Wow.
That would have been a way different show.
Those kids would not have been acting up after episode 2.
How many times I have to tell you? Keep Tiger outside.
All right, so my prime pick is Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Then Gene Hackman. And the really dark horse is Bill Cosby.
Oh.
And I keep all the racist jokes.
I had Leslie Nielsen too as an alternate. I had Peter Sellers.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That's a good one.
Personally, I thought Ted Knight was perfect for the role. I'm not sure I'd want to replace him, but if I had to, I think those were the directions that I'd go.
How about Jackie Gleason?
That's a good one.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that.
I could really get behind that one.
Especially on the yacht. I could.
Oh, Pro just said Ed Asner, and that would have been a good poll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
We actually got some good ones in here. I'm assuming. What about O.J. Simpson?
Well, that's a good point. Donovan Bradford asked if Sellers was still alive back then. I actually don't know. I was making an assumption that he was.
I think Sellers dies in like 82. So I think or maybe 83.
Kennison's coming up.
Yeah.
Peter Sellers died in 1980, so he would have been around. He would have been around to film because they filmed before 1980.
We got a Tony Randall in here. Patrick McGowan. That really would have been a different spin.
Ooh, we had another Jackie Gleason in here. Ooh, Tim Conway. Tim Conway, wow. Wolford.
Okay, what would a Tim Conway Judge Smails have been like?
I don't know.
Would there have been a Dorf on Golf sort of?
It's the crossover no one asked for.
George Kennedy. Okay.
Oh, George Kennedy.
That one I think would be fun too.
Yeah, but that one could get dark. Because he could play a heavy.
Yes, he could.
Should we move on to the next one?
Yep. I think that would be Ty Webb.
Yeah.
Ooh, what about Harvey? Sorry, they said it made me think of Harvey Korman
for Smails.
Yeah.
I'll give my tie first because I feel like I chose a very obvious one. Steve Martin.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Steve Martin's a good one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Tim Matheson, which would have been a much more yuppie vibe for Ty. A little bit younger, but I feel like Ty is basically Otter from Animal House anyways.
Yeah.
And then my dark pick for that one is Jeff Goldblum.
I had him too for my alternate. That's interesting.
That is weird.
I could just see Steve Martin doing the no.
I had Bill Murray. That's
because you wanted to see that switch.
I wanted to switch.
Yeah, I just wanted to switch.
But if he's not available for one role, how can he take the other one?
Maybe he's not available for the other one because he already took the other one.
I think that's a cheat.
Hold on a second.
Oh, William Schweiker just said Tim Allen. That's a good poll for. Because remember,
he doing time?
Yeah, he might have been.
So you would have been unavailable.
You might have been unavailable.
He would have been very unavailable.
Wait, Lorn, have you given yours yet?
Yeah, I had Steve Martin and Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, right. Okay.
Somebody said Dan Aykroyd, who was in Caddyshack.
Caddyshack 2. Yeah. He plays the not Carl in Caddyshack 2. Lorn, don't bother with Caddyshack 2.
Don't do it, Lorn.
No, that actually made me think, would John Candy have fit in here anywhere?
I thought about John Candy, but I thought about him for Al, and in that I thought he was too young.
Actually, John Candy probably would have been great for Ty when you think about it, because he would have.
It would have been an entirely different Ty.
Yeah, it would have been a very different Ty, but he would have. He would had that charming, either that charming nice. He could do the aloof but nice guy thing. It'd be a little softer than Chevy.
Yeah. He could have most easily replaced Brian Doyle Murray, though.
Mm-hmm. I DeVito for Brian Doyle.
I could see Ted Danson, like Sam Malone era Ted Danson playing Ty.
Orson Welles is just.
Okay, I was like, for Ty, Orson Welles?
No, that'd be Judge Smails, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would assume.
Danny, sit down. Throw the stupid lamp on the desk. My daughter, my niece, she has a zest for life.
Ed Begley Jr. I'm not sure what role that was for, but that would also be appropriate for the period. I can see him in there somewhere.
By the way, do any of you guys golf? Like,
No.
have you ever, like,
I used to.
I've done it a couple times, but so every time I've ever gotten a divot in my life, I have gone devil turds.
I'm assuming Judd Reinhold.
No. By the way, we didn't mention the pool scene, and that's like the scene that my dad told me about when I was a kid that made me want to see this movie.
So you know, having been blessed with being a '90s kid, in high school, someone did actually Caddyshack the school pool, and my gym teacher, who I love this man dearly, he sounded like Goldar from Power Rangers. He was a giant man. He was at 6'2", like 300 something pounds. Talk like this, and if you didn't, he would identify you by the sport you played, and if the sport you played wasn't football, he would throw a 3-letter epitaph at the end of your sport. So he is teaching the swimming block, and his son was in the class at the time, and someone decided to throw the baby Ruth into the pool, and he's standing and goes, "Is this supposed to be funny? Which one of you idiots tried to Caddyshack me? Like one of you had enough stones to drop your trousers and leave a little turd in the pool. We're all going to do laps because you're all dumb."
Oh, it's fantastic. But so I remember it was going to be on TV, and my dad talked me up about it because of this Baby Ruth scene, and I was laughing so hard as he described it. And then we watched like the TV version, and they cut that scene out. And so then my dad was like so determined for me to see it, so he like rented it from Blockbuster, but like set up the 2 VCRs so that he could like copy it and edit out all of the breasts.
Wow, that is a lot of work.
He did all. Look, my old man liked to share movies with me, but he didn't want me seeing any of that stuff. So he missed one though. He missed the one in the pool. So when I was a kid, I was just like, "Whoa,
whoa, what are those?" That's the 80s kid special. You could hear all the foul language and see as much gun-toting mayhem as humanly possible, but the boobies.
So did we get all of the major characters, or did we miss anybody?
We're missing
Al.
Rodney. We haven't done Al yet.
Oh, you're right.
Before
all
we
right.
do that, I do want to do. I did do Pikmin. I picked or rather a picking. What's the pick? Was it Pickering? I don't remember. But I picked Don.
Pickering
Knotts.
sounds right.
I picked Don Knotts.
That's a good pick.
Rat farts. The
Oh, you're talking about Spalding?
No, yeah, Spalding, yeah. The for Dr. Beeper, I had Dick Sargent. For Tony's character, I was either going to be Tony Danza or Scott Baio.
Those were my picks for Tony too.
I think we're all caught up. So are we ready to do Rodney?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a hard one to do because there's nobody.
This was the really hard one, but I feel like mine is too obvious though.
Who'd you go with?
Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison was my backup.
I thought the idea of making Al, instead of like the Rodney buffoon, making him just this screaming lunatic, would have yes, just this chaos goblin screaming lunatic around like the Judge Smailses and stuff like that at the country club would have been amazing. Sam Kinison, good Lord, wear a seatbelt and drive the speed limit, people, because if you know, we were denied how many years of brilliance by that man.
That man was going to have a heart attack.
Absolutely. But the irony of it is, the one time he wasn't driving drunk was the one time he dies in the accident.
Yeah, I think I had him for my dark horse cast, but Don Rickles for my maid cast.
I see that. I
That's a
get that.
good one. I like that one.
I had John Belushi and Richard Pryor.
Oh, I like Richard Pryor.
That's
I had
that's a good pull.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Red
Bill
Fox,
Murray. Red Fox.
Red Fox, and Pat Cooper.
Okay.
What 1980s country club is this? There's all these black guys in it. Like
Well, the reason I thought Cosby would be hilarious would be he'd be the respectable black guy who didn't want any other black guys in the club.
1980 country club.
I love that part where Dangerfield comes in and he's got his Japanese friend coming in behind him, and he says, "Don't let him know you're Jewish."
So, gentlemen, here's the question of the day. By the way, well, so you saw this for the first time, Lorn, but I find that as I've gotten older, there is an actual true baby face in this movie, and it is Ted Knight, because that man just wants to play golf in peace and doesn't want his niece to be a hoe. And he has this belligerent lunatic making noise, drinking and farting. He has a bunch of lecherous boys chasing after his niece.
Just trying to take his boat out, his brand new boat.
He just wants to go on a boat ride. He just wants to play golf, and he just wants to live a life of standards. And he's being told he's wrong the entire time.
He sentenced young men to the gas chamber, but he thought he owed it to them.
Yeah, that was a good line. I forgot about that one. That was one of the funniest lines in the picture, and he delivered it perfectly straight. I did like that one.
But I could hear Hackman deliver that line too.
Stitch just said my favorite one. Somebody step on a duck.
That's awesome. Oh,
God, that movie, they don't come better than this movie. I might actually stop at Caddyshack's on my road trip, because there's like a right at the Golf Hall of Fame is a Caddyshack restaurant, right in St. Augustine, Florida. So maybe on the way back, because on the way up I'll be there in the morning. But
it's not too far from a Buc-ee's, so
it's literally across the street from the Buc-ee's.
So on a separate question, but similar to kind of the recast thing in a way, not recasting, but we're talking about Harold Ramis, and Harold Ramis is attached to a lot of really good films. What's your favorite?
Oh,
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to pick, but I'm wondering if there's any dark horse candidates out there.
oof.
I can't think of a better one than Ghostbusters.
Yeah, same. I was going to say Ghostbusters,
but he did Groundhog
National
Day, right?
Lampoon's Vacation was him, right?
I don't remember which one. He did one of them. I don't remember which one. Groundhog's Day, although that was the movie that destroyed his and Bill Murray's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a huge falling out on that one.
Bill Murray wanted to play it a lot more serious, and Harold Ramis was like, dude, come on.
No, he did direct National Lampoon's Vacation. That might actually edge out Ghostbusters for me.
Mine, if I'm not allowed to pick Ghostbusters, is a movie that he directed called The Ice Harvest. And we did that one on the Genre Guys. It's actually sort of a pseudo-comedy noir heist picture that starred John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton, and it's got Randy Quaid in it too. I love that movie.
Randy Quaid
would
have been a phenomenal Carl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was he doing stuff then? I guess he would, because that's right in the Vacation era. So
And he would have been on Saturday Night Live not too long after this. I wonder if you get Randy Quaid and Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid is Ty, probably.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun matchup.
Looking at some of the other movies that he did that I didn't realize he did, but I didn't realize he did National Lampoon's Vacation. That is one of my top 10 movies of all time. So that and Christmas Vacation. I like Christmas Vacation even more, but the sorry folks, park's closed, moose outside, should have told you.
Oh my goodness.
Don't you feel like this movie had a John Landis quality to it? Was he a writer or anything? Do we know?
I don't know. Harold Ramis made As Good as It Gets.
Really?
Is that right?
That kind of feels on.
No,
me a little
no,
bit.
he didn't. No, As Good as It Gets was James Brooks, wasn't it?
I
don't know.
thought that was Terms of Endearment with Nicholson.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. Directed by James L. Brooks. Yeah, I don't even see Harold Ramis. I don't even see him listed in the credits for this.
Yeah, for some reason in my Google, when I type in Harold Ramis movies, As Good as It Gets is in the middle of the pile. I mean, that doesn't sound right at all.
It doesn't. I mean, it's a fantastic movie, but
All right. Well, since we're going down the director path here, if not Ramis, who directs?
Oh,
I mean, none of us were prepared on this one, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll say Landis since I already thought it had a Landis quality to it.
Yeah.
But it probably would have been more polished than Ramis did.
yeah. That was the takeaway that I took from it. Again, bear in mind, I had first seen it yesterday, but the very first thing that I thought when I watched it was that this has sort of a. I understand it's a classic, but I felt like it had a amateurish quality to it. That it's not quite as polished as what I would have expected.
Donovan in the chat said Mel Brooks to direct. I could see that. I almost said Mel Brooks for to replace Rodney, but
I don't know about Mel Brooks. I don't think that that's his style of humor. I can't see him doing a. I just don't see it for Mel Brooks.
What about Mel's as an anti-Semitic Smales?
oh,
What about, I guess it might be cheating though. Ivan Reitman.
Yeah, JDG's got that one in the chat, and I think that's a good choice. Yep.
yeah. Now we talked about Vacation. All I can think of in my head is Holiday Road.
Let's see. Is Zucker? Are the Zuckers around? Are they big enough at that point to take on the movie? It would have been a totally different movie though.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing people say right. I'm hearing. By the way, can we all agree? Because I just saw somebody say it in the chat. Kenny Loggins was with "I'm All Right" was the correct theme music for this.
Oh, 110%.
Yep.
The only better use of Kenny Loggins was Danger Zone in Top Gun. I mean that when the gopher pops out and they start playing the "I'm All Right," it's oh my gosh, it's perfect.
And great strategic use of Journey.
Yes, man, I just keep thinking about Caddyshack 2 now and just how disappointing it was.
Oh, I was devastated.
Oh, like when the gopher sneaks into the the ball and just starts like eating all the food. I'm like, the gopher doesn't have any reason to do this.
What's the gopher's motivation? It's like
This gopher was just trying to live.
He's got his grubs.
Yeah, he was just trying to live.
Before to get ready for tonight, I watched Caddyshack, and on Amazon I came across a movie. I didn't watch it; I didn't have enough time. Called Caddy Hack. And
is it a horror film?
It's a horror film, and it looks like it follows the basic premise of Caddyshack, but it goes off the rails because the gopher gets mutated and starts murdering everybody.
Oh, fantastic!
The trailer ends with a giant gopher skeleton tormenting everybody.
I mean, the beauty of the gopher is that the gopher is so far removed from
Story.
from the story. Like I think Smales is the one that's I want you to kill all the golfers on the golf course.
Wait,
Pardon me,
correct me if
sir,
I'm
but
wrong.
correct me if I'm wrong, but if I kill all the golfers at the golf course, they're gonna lock me up and throw away the key. And my phone no one can understand you, you fuzzy little foreigner.
I love that his objection is not it's wrong to kill all the golf.
It's just to lock him up. Should I kill all the golfers on the golf course? Oh. I mean, there is no more ridiculous scene in that movie. And it is the scene that just does not belong. Where Carl is like planning out like the assault on the gopher, and the gopher is watching like from the window. It's the gopher. I did not. Somebody pointed. I think LK pointed out the chat. Goes, wait, did Trump steal the dance from the gopher? It is kind of a dance. Oh,
Well, guys, I think we're getting probably ready to wrap here. We do have a couple of additional super chats that we need to get to. We have another one from Miravita for $9.99. The best part of our fair. I bought the VIP experience and get to see all of the acts for $150.
Nice.
That's also phenomenal.
wow.
How many days does this fair go for? Are you like is it all week, or because you got a lot of acts there, and I'm guessing you're spacing that out over time. Next one we got is Jack White for $5. Did anyone here see the 30th anniversary trailer they put out for Gundam Wing, and the Series 86? 86 is getting a second season. I think you had asked this possibly last night on Marvin's stream. I still have not seen it. I hadn't heard about it until you or somebody else had mentioned it last night. So maybe we'll go check that out after we're done with the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Had anybody else heard about that?
I had not seen it.
No,
Any awareness?
I'll have to check it out.
Oh,
Okay.
I think we have a new member too.
I'm not seeing that one.
I just keep imagining that scene. I have to laugh. Just putting the explosives.
James O'Brien, new member.
I told you guys to order monocles just in case this happens, so you can really get up there and look. When the glasses aren't enough, go with the monocle.
It's not actually appearing in the back here for me. I'm sorry.
Which super chat?
I said we got a new member, and you said it was.
The only one I see is James O'Brien.
Did we
I'm
do
not-
that one already? I thought.
We did that one in the beginning, I thought.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Was that from earlier? All right.
Yeah.
We did have another one come through. Maravita responded for $9.99 Tuesday through Sunday. So yeah, it is the bulk of the week. So that's
fantastic.
it's pretty cool. That's a
Well,
nice.
They just take Mondays off. All right.
I get it.
We used to go to this county fair in the Poconos that was like, I mean, it had like a lion, it had like a big cat show, like it had like lions and stuff. And I'll never forget, we're all standing there like by the side of the thing, and the lion is like in its, probably very inhumane compared to today's standards holding cage. And it just looked at the people, it turned, lifted its tail, and farted. And it just, people ran. It was the most horrific thing I've ever experienced as a lion fart.
I can imagine that would be very protein heavy.
Oh, I would assume so.
Protein and feline testosterone straight in your face.
Michael S. Archer for $2. Richard Pryor, director, or somewhere in the movie. Did Richard Pryor ever direct anything? Did he act as a director on any movies that we know of?
I'm going to look that up right now because I don't know of any.
I've never heard of it.
Might be interesting, but I was not aware of him directing anything if he did.
Now I'm thinking about his Zeppelis at the county fair.
I know that Richard Pryor helped to write Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Andre Adams for $1.99. Kev with a monocle is a Bond villain.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's the one where Bond loses.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Goldfinger.
Maravita for $4.99. We have an alligator show this year. It's cool.
What do they do?
This county has got everything.
But I've never seen an alligator do like a trick.
I mean, I guess you throw a live chicken at it and it does a trick, but I mean, they're not like dolphins. They don't jump through anything.
Yeah, like they're like the laziest things on the planet. Like,
have you never gone to Gatorland down in Central Florida?
I have never gone there.
Oh yeah, it's the worst smell in the world, minus lion farts, is what we found out. By the way, if you're ever at a show where alligators are leaping through loops or hoops or whatever, flee as fast as you can. They're about to murder everyone because they've figured out how to move finally.
They're they're literal dinosaurs.
Get in your vehicle. Do 80 miles an hour and never speak of it. For what you have seen is straight from Satan.
Technically, the crocodilians, because the hip bone does not connect the same way it does in dinosaurs. But wasn't it gators in the Dance of the Hours in Fantasia, or was that crocodiles?
Yes.
This is also.
Go ahead, bro.
I was going to say, this is also what I've told people. You know, if you listen to the lyrics of the Pocahontas song, Colors of the Wind, one of the lines is, have you ever seen the wolf cry to the blue horn moon, or asked a grinning bobcat why he grins? People, listen to me. If there's a bobcat, you've got a problem. If you've got a grinning bobcat, that is not anatomically possible. Your life is over. You should probably be praying to God for what is about to happen. Don't ask the bobcat anything. Stay still and pray he doesn't notice you like a T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
Bobcats are small.
Who put that in children's lyrics?
I just want to be Zed.
Sorry.
I've heard that at Disney, when an alligator gets big enough on like their property and they're allowed to move them, they send them to Gatorland.
Oh, cool.
Do you guys know how to tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
Has to do with their snouts.
It's a hunch in their back leg.
No, there's a much easier way to tell. You see, an alligator you will see later, but a crocodile you will see after a while.
The second you didn't take the scientific explanation, I knew exactly what you were doing. I learned that from Jumanji during the summer of Jumanji.
Hey, Lorn, do you know how to tell the difference between a boy alligator and a girl alligator?
All right, hit me.
Nobody does. At least nobody living.
Yeah, I imagine it would be difficult to check.
Yeah. You go be the first one to hike up that leg to figure it out.
Jack White for $2. Mech comedy series recommendation: Full Metal Panic.
Okay.
I'm in.
Maravita for $4.99. We also have the Midway and a huge obstacle course you can sign up to race on if you sign a waiver.
You know, what is this? Is this a realtor out there trying to convince us? I mean, listen, we recognize you live in paradise. We cannot compete. This is a land of milk and honey, and every single musical act that puts ours to shame.
Yeah, we've officially gone to the point. We've officially gone to the point where this is too much. This is that fair from Pinocchio, where when you go there, you get turned into a donkey.
Marvin calls me when he goes to a county fair and it has soap in the bathrooms to tell me how excited he is. And you're like, oh, we've got Elvis. Elvis came back from the afterlife to do our, yeah, sure. We got soap in the restrooms, okay? That's what we're excited about.
We've got an obstacle course and deep fried butter.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of want to know, given all the stuff that she's got at this fair, what I really want to know about is the food. What kind of food have you got there? Because that's always the best part of the fair.
The last county fair I went to literally had one booth that served you just like a big pile of fries and cheese and nonsense in a dog bowl. They were like, here, eat it out of a dog bowl, you pig. And I did.
You don't deserve forks.
At this point, I expect to hear that Guy Fieri spoon feeds you whatever it is.
I think the gimmick there needs to be if you eat the entire bowl of fries without using your hands, then you get to keep the bowl.
I think you do get to keep the bowl. I didn't because it was just a sign of my shame. But
any of you guys ever been to the Big Tex where they have the giant sirloin that you can eat and it's on camera? You're like on TV and stuff. You guys been to that one? I think Wasn't Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Did they stop at the Big Tex?
Oh,
If you haven't, go to the Big
The
Tex.
Alamo.
Chris,
Not the
Maravita
Big Tex.
again for $4.99. Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
Oh, come on.
Good
Maravita, we
call.
know what you're up to. You're going to say, oh, well, the Big Tex, they've got a big steak. Ours is made out of pure butter.
What Maravita's saying is, if you build the fair, they will come.
Jack
The
White
Field
for
of Dreams
$10.
quote. Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa. It's a Field of Dreams
It was
quote.
great.
Did no
We
one else
got
get
it. We
that?
got
Okay.
it. We got the joke. Okay.
Which is another movie we did on the Genre Guys, so be sure to check that out. Jack White for $10. All this animal talk reminds me of a story I heard about koala bears opening up the back doors of people's cars and started sleeping in their back seats.
Which reminds me of a koala fact. Like 60% of the natural koala population has chlamydia. And it makes them incontinent.
Are you sure that's not a stat about the villages?
Or Jersey
Oh.
Shore.
Oh,
oof. Oof.
That one hit a little too close to home.
a little bit.
I think it hit close to both homes.
Well, I'm thinking about my aunt and uncle who live in the villages and moved there from the Jersey Shore.
That's the start of a movie called Contagion 3.
It's a super strain.
Maravita for $4.99. Deep fried everything, barbecue everything, and street tacos and nachos and funnel cakes and more.
Oh my.
So it is heaven. It's not just
Yeah.
Iowa. It is heaven.
Well, in heaven, none of that. In heaven, that makes you skinnier to eat it. It slims you down.
I
When-
think I got a final question for the panel. What's your favorite fair food?
Oh, gosh.
And,
They-
and actually, I got another one because I got a good story about this. What's the worst fair food you ever ate?
Oh,
I know
Chocolate covered
the
bacon is the worst I've ever had.
What was?
What was
Chocolate
it?
covered bacon.
Ooh.
It
oh,
was
it's
like,
not bad.
but it was like floppy, undercooked, and the chocolate was just like watered down Hershey syrup.
Yeah, that'll give you a bad day.
There was the one fair that I always went to. They had this one. It was like legit, like London broil sandwiches. Like they're pulling steaks out and you're watching them chop them up. It's not like you're eating steakums or anything like that. Like it was like legit chopped steak, and that was probably my favorite. That and the fried Oreos.
Kevin?
I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to divide my favorite into two. The first is going to be if calories didn't matter and health was not a concern, it would be a funnel cake with, everything you should not eat on it. And things that I will actually today eat at a county fair, more than one bite, because I would take one bite of a funnel cake, but like to actually eat something would be a turkey leg. I love a good turkey leg, so especially a good smoked turkey leg.
Yeah, that's a good
All
one.
right.
I had some great pulled pork at actually a county fair in Alabama. But by the end of the day, all I want is a giant cup of lemonade.
Oh, the lemonade they have at the county fair is always so good. The fresh squeezed lemonade. Pro, do you do the turkey legs at Disney?
Yeah. But we found out, Vash and I did a comparison. The turkey legs at Dollywood are actually a little bit better.
Are they?
Yep. But I'll be honest, Disney's turkey legs are not bad. They're not bad at all.
They're huge.
Yep.
Yeah, my wife does one time a year. She'll go for the turkey leg at Disney. And I typically just have a little bit of that one, but I don't typically go for it on my own.
They're just a little bit too salty. That's the only ding I'll put on the Disney turkey legs. A little too salty.
They're cured in sugar too, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, that's pretty tasty, eh?
Kevin, did you go?
No, but I also didn't really have anything. My
What?
wife wanted the fried Oreos, and that's about it. I
I thought you were just having a hard time narrowing it down.
No, I mostly go for the lemonade.
Man, that's I expected you to have the best story. So when I get to the Fair Food Pavilion, what I want is there's a booth that does Philly cheesesteaks, but they do it kind of a Italian style where they add pepperoni and a couple other things to it that's really good. I want to have a snow cone. That's one of the things that I want. And sometimes I'll get an elephant ear, but I got to tell you, we have an annual parade here this year here in my place where we make. It's a big deal. It's actually like a week-long festival kind of thing. Everybody goes to the food fair for this, and the worst food I ever got was there. I'm a sucker for novelty food, and if you have a novelty food, it's almost guaranteed I'm going to buy it and try it. And in this case, this guy, I swear to God, he was 400 pounds, and he was sweating oil, and that should have been the thing that informed me that this was not a good idea. He said that he had created fried lasagna, and that this was his own creation. And I decided,
You get
all
no
right,
pity for this story.
sign me up for this.
This sounds spectacular.
No, it was not. It was the heaviest thing I had ever eaten in my life. It started off good. It started off like, oh, this is tasty. And then you get like a quarter of the way into it, and I was panting. I was like,
That's what we call a heart attack, Lorn. I don't know if you know what you went through, but yep.
and
On
I
The Simpsons, they called it the clogger.
I swear to you, you literally could feel oil seeping out of your pores. And I was like, I'm not a quitter. I'm gonna eat this thing. And I did. I ate that thing. It took me hours and I regretted it. The thing is, I never saw that guy at the fair again, and I'm relatively sure I know why. So
Fried lasagna.
He's
Lauren,
deep
are you
fried
one-
for the angels now?
Are you one of those people though that like if you ordered a food and you didn't like it, you would finish it eat because you bought it?
not usually, but I don't know what I was thinking this day. It was just, it's like, I'm not going to give up on this thing because it didn't taste bad until you started feeling like I can't breathe,
Yeah.
That's
That happened to me the first time I ate a 100-ounce steak.
I ask because my wife is one of those people. We ordered this, like they have this like specific popcorn that they sell in Galaxy's Edge over in Disney World. So this multicolored popcorn, and we ordered it. We wanted to try it, and it was vile.
It's
like
so
it was
bad.
the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted. And I'm like, well, we're throwing this out. And she's like, no, we paid money for this, and she keeps eating it. And I'm like, you don't like it? And she's like, yeah, but we paid for it, and it took her all day, but she ate the whole thing of popcorn.
Well, there's a way to look at that. There's that it's Pavlovian. You know, this is penance that you're paying so that you will know not to spend that kind of money.
It's called
on-
self-flagellation.
Yeah, basically.
Have any of you ever had an Italian dish called lardo?
No.
Phenomenal.
So
I had
it's
I had a
Tuscan,
kid in my elementary school that we called that. I didn't know he was Italian.
but I guess it's technically meat, but it's made from pork back fat, and it's made with herbs and spices, and it's like cooled in marble. My word, it's delicious.
I'm looking at a picture of it right now. This just looks like a block of fat.
It is. That is
With
what it
herbs. Herbs, because that makes it okay.
And spices.
is. Yeah.
And
Cured
spices.
meat
Colonel's
made
got
from
nothing
pork
on it.
fat back. Yeah. Typically the fat from the back of the pig that is cured with salt, herbs, and spices. It's a salumi, meaning it's a cured meat product, and is often enjoyed as an appetizer or added to dishes for its rich flavor and unique texture. I'm gonna stick with brajol, thank you very much.
It's
Well, yeah, you put it
the
on-
intestinal lubrication for the food coming down in a minute.
You put it on that like salty Tuscan bread that has no other flavor instead of
Uh-huh.
You're describing saltback with a little bit of parsley on it.
yeah.
But the Italians
So,
but the Italians decided to name after my classmate from a long time ago, who was rather large and may have been two classmates, in fact.
Yeah, well,
Two
let's not
classmates
forget
in
the
Exactly.
classic Italian dish, porkins.
Stay on target.
I was just saying, pull up. I can take it.
The
Dude, when do we
greatest.
When do we get lardo at KFC? I want to dip that in the gravy. Oh, that's gonna be so good.
There was a cut joke from Robot Chicken Star Wars where they were just like, cover me, Porkins, and then Porkins goes, what'd you just call me? And someone's like, cover me, Lardo, and like they're all just calling it these horrible names.
You remember the old school Toy Fair magazine? They loved to make fun of Porkins.
Now, Did you know that? I'm going to give you a little trivia here. The guy who played Porkins is also the guy who played. I don't remember if it was Colonel Musgrove or Major Eaton in the start of Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's one of the military guys that
I did
comes
not know
to
that.
Indy to
The
get
one who didn't go to Sunday school?
yeah. Also, he was the detective at the start of Batman '89, and he also played Lex Luthor in the audio drama of The Death and Rebirth of Superman.
Nice.
Huh. Jeez.
Yeah, so Porkins got around.
Porkins. Yeah, he did.
Every one of those cuts got deeper than the one before.
Yeah.
He's actually a great actor, and he did a great Lex. I loved his take on Lex. So
Did they put Porkins in Rogue One?
no, he wasn't there.
Oh.
It was a Red Leader and I don't remember.
Gold Leader.
You know, yeah, I think Gold Leader was there too. Yep.
This
And then
is
a bunch of
Gold
names
Leader.
who didn't make it to the next battle.
Yeah. Maravita for $4.99. Barbecue mac and cheese is my favorite.
That's
And
great.
then another $4.99 from Maravita for and we have massive tenderloin sandwiches.
Not on.
Andre Adams for $4.99. Fun fact: the Koala Chlamydia Award in Australia is named in honor of John Oliver.
I love Andre Adams so much.
XJ Cherokee Bear for $2.99. Bring back Pepsi Twist in honor of Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, Pepsi Twist. I liked Pepsi Twist.
I forgot about Pepsi Twist.
It's like the lemon and the lime. Yeah, I liked that.
Jack White for $10. If any of you are ever up in the New York area, I have a pizza place recommendation. Frank Pepe's in Yonkers, with the exception of you, Kevin, because I know you live in New York.
Take that, Kevin.
Sounds like a good one.
Maravita for $4.99. The barbecue mac and cheese has pulled barbecue pork on it.
Oh,
Yeah, seen those. I'll tell you, we got to get Kevin on this show to do like eating challenges, because I watch this channel, Beard Meets Food. The guy's got he's a skinny British guy who does these insane eating challenges. He's got 4 million subscribers, and he posts a new video and he gets 1 million views in the first hour. So
Eating challenges kind of make me a little queasy. I always feel like these guys are killing themselves. This is not good for your body.
There's
On
nothing left.
the other hand, this is from a guy who ate fried lasagna, so never mind.
yeah, you
what I
had the
said.
fried lasagna. Kevin had the octo stacker.
Yes. Unfortunately, that video was lost when
I hate that video was
when Burger
gone.
King, when Burger King had the quad stacker. I decided that I wanted an octo stacker, so I went out and got a bunch of quad stackers and just mashed them together like a shaggy sandwich. Smashed them down and then ate it. And I
like Shaggy.
yeah.
Have
You okay
ever
there,
done
buddy? You been eating that barbecue macaroni and cheese?
Apparently.
All right,
Have you
hang
ever
in there.
done the Arby's Meat Mountain?
No, I don't have an Arby's by me.
What's the Arby's Meat Mountain?
That
It's
is,
a one-way trip to the toilet.
it is, but it is every serving of meat they have on one sandwich. And then there's the Wendy's Meat Cube that is, a pound of beef.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, well, you stack 4 of their
Mhm.
patties together, and it's basically a cube.
Oh, okay.
I would get 4 quarter pounders so I could have a pounder.
I don't see why they don't sell it to you that way. They're saving on buns.
There used to be,
Right?
what's the name of the one where you it's a custom thing where you do a fish fillet, McChicken patty and the burger patties. What is that one called?
Disgusting.
Stockyard? I can't remember the name of it. There's a name for it when you do that. Yeah, it would be awful. It would be terrible.
No,
I
it
think
sounds
I would call
great.
that one D-Day because you're attacking by land, sea, and air.
I'll take the McD Day.
Oh, the assassin strikes again.
Okay, guys, we got to make this be a thing where everybody starts driving up to McDonald's and ordering a McD Day burger, and then the McDonald's person's like, "What the heck is a McD Day burger?" And then you explain it, and they say that is an affront to history, sir.
Oh. Land, air, and sea.
Butterbums for $10. When I finally get a chance to have a butterscotch shake, Is it made with anything else special besides malt?
Butterscotch and malt. Get that in a shake. You're going to have a good time. Now, if you want to top it with whipped cream and a cherry, that's not a bad idea. And if the place you go to does not have butterscotch, the closest you can get is salted caramel. Remember that caramel is caramelized sugar, but it's the cane sugar. Butterscotch is caramelized brown sugar. So that's the difference of the two things. But a butterscotch malt, I think, is one of the best things ever.
Yeah, there comes a point in your
Does
life.
it taste like? Good.
There comes a point in your life where you realize butterscotch isn't old people food; it's classy caramel.
So
Does it taste like a butterbeer?
I'm going to tell you it tastes better than a butterbeer. But yeah, butterbeer is butterscotch.
You know what I discovered the other day, actually, when I was going through the new area in the Universal store on City Walk, is they sell the butterbeer in City Walk now.
Say what?
Yes.
You don't even have to go in the park?
You don't even have to go in the park. You can get the butterbeer in the Universal store. They have a counter where they're selling them.
Genius.
It's perfect.
I've heard you talk about these butterscotch shakes before. Are you going to a particular place to get them, or are you just saying get it anywhere?
Get it anywhere you can. I mean, it's not like everybody's got to travel to the Pro Ranch to go try this out. Wherever your local ice cream place is, tell them you want a butterscotch shake if they have it, and add malt. And then tell me, was it one of the best things ever in life? Answer, yes.
You ever had a Dr. Pepper shake?
I've had a Dr. Pepper float. Is it the same? Is it different?
It's different. It's because when I make them, I thoroughly integrate the Dr. Pepper into the shake, so it's not just ice cream floating in it.
Uh-huh. Well, if you did that with root beer, I'd be up for root beer flavored ice cream.
I prefer birch beer to root beer.
Really?
Birch beer. I love a good birch beer.
What about a ginger beer, which would not be an ice cream flavor? I hope.
I do love ginger beer.
I could
Never
make that
had ginger beer.
because I make a ginger ice cream.
Is it pickled ginger or regular ginger?
Regular ginger with lime.
Huh. Well, you are quite the ice cream foodie, then I would say, because that is not a flavor I would expect.
Well, I got it actually from some Chinese recipes.
There was a time when I took this is back when I was not a good person. I took I've got a friend, and we've played some pranks on each other. I had green tea ice cream one time, and how green tea ice cream looks. I put a little wasabi in the green tea ice cream.
Oh,
nice.
no.
This was a friend?
Well, we had a sabbatical for about 2 weeks.
So when are we launching the food channel?
We should actually ask Chef Eddie. Chef Eddie, for $5 at our county fair, we had Pedro Pascal, and we have cherry popsicles.
I mean, we
Time to
all
leave
like Pedro
Berkeley.
Pascal.
I would legit watch a pro cooking channel because Pro is a master chef.
But listen, I think Valiant Renegade might be better than me. He's only made one thing. He makes one thing every single time, the jambalaya.
I dream about it. I dream about that jambalaya.
It's insane. And he works on it for like 8 hours straight.
Oh my gosh. It was all day. All day. Yeah. It was the most insane thing. It was so good. Oh my gosh.
I think actually all of us here have kind of a bit of a food thing. Maybe we could probably do one recipe show at some point if we wanted to.
Well, now I'm going to tell you guys a secret.
Food episode.
I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Maybe I shouldn't. We've got almost 400 people watching right now. I'm going to give away something. Somebody's going to take this and they're going to make a lot of money because I said this. We're going to switch the show to member exclusive as soon as it's over, as we do. But I was at dinner tonight and we had an epiphany. I was talking to a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, and she said that the best restaurant you can go to in any city is the one that just got hit with a very bad food report. What do they call those? Inspector scores? What do they call those?
Health code violation?
Health code
violation. Whatever the inspection score is called. She said the best restaurant to go to in any city is the one that just got a terrible score like 2 weeks ago or a month ago. Not the day after, but like long enough that they're really scared. And I said, you know what? That's genius. I said, you know what we need to do? We need to start a YouTube channel. Like, this is for real. We need to get somebody to be the host, and we'll fund the thing. It's a YouTube channel where you search out, use AI to find out where are the restaurants in the area that just got a terrible health inspection. And the YouTube channel is all about somebody going there and seeing if the restaurant got any better or if it's dangerous. And we'll call it E. coli Express. And listen, I love this idea of going to check on restaurants with the worst health inspection scores.
And you know what? I bet those owners would love for you to be there to show that they've turned things around.
Yeah.
Or it goes the other way and you like literally get fought out of a ghetto restaurant. And that's great. That's great viewership too. If somebody is chasing you out with brass knuckles because you came to their restaurant that's actually a front for something else, that's even better.
The best barbecued food I've ever had was when I got lost in the bad part of town and was starving. I pulled over this place. They literally had a hole in the wall through which they reached out to the smoker from the food prep area.
Tremendous.
It's fantastic.
I was
said,
afraid for every minute of that delicious meal.
I am trying to learn how to use the offset smoker right now. I'm very, very excited for it.
Maravita for $4.99. We have a butter horse statue. The state fair does butter cow, but we have Belgian horses here. Like I said, I always got everything.
Yeah, well, fine then. At my state fair, we're gonna get a butter statue of Walter Cronkite, like 8 feet tall.
A butter statue of Butters.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, it took me a minute to find the pitch switcherooski button there. A little delayed on the Butters.
Real life fake wizard. $1.99. Hail Lorn and Apollo and panel. Naked Gun was good.
Oh, I'd like to
Hello.
hear that.
That's
All right.
the more I hear about this, the more excited I get about it. So that's great
Yep.
news.
Lauren, you're going tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow too. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm going to try to go tomorrow or Sunday.
I just love Lorn and Pollo.
We need another icon. Jack White for $2. A good pizza place in Boston is Regina's.
Hey, I'll try it out. Never been to Regina's.
Any of y'all ever had New Haven style?
What is New Haven style?
So New Haven, Connecticut sort of has their own style of pizza. I had a place with a transplant had moved down into where I lived, and he opened up a restaurant. It was good. Crust is a little different than New York style.
About, I guess 2 years ago, LW Ghost and a bunch of us were together for a retreat, and he had, now folks, I mean, Lou has, when we say he's worked at the highest levels of Hollywood, we mean it, okay? We're not going to give away who he is, but
Yeah.
he's worked at the highest levels. And he had Chicago-style pizza, the kind where it's flipped the opposite way. All the ingredients are kind of in reverse. He had that flown from Chicago to where our retreat was, which is, by the way, nowhere close to Chicago, but had all that flown in. And it was phenomenal. So hopefully New Haven style pizza is as good as that was.
By the way, I just looked it up in that Frank Pepe's place. They serve New Haven style.
Oh, cool. Lauren, do you remember what the pizza place was that Lou had that flown in from?
I don't. I wish I
don't
did.
either.
It was good stuff.
I want to return the favor. We need to fly it over to him when he has an anniversary or a birthday or something.
I do think that the best pizza that I can recall ever having was when I went down to Florida one time, and it was, again, just a little hole-in-the-wall place. I have no idea what it was called. It was just some random place we picked, but they had fantastic pizza.
Did you just say that the best pizza you ever had was in Florida?
I think so, yeah.
Places.
It was New York transplants. New York transplants, Marvin. It's okay.
It must have been, because Florida is known for the worst pizza on the planet.
Clearly, you've never been to the Hut.
I'm a Little Caesars man myself.
You know, if the Hut would make all of their restaurants look like they did in the 80s and 90s, they'd double sales. Like bring back all the old stuff. Get the jukebox back in there and a Ninja Turtles arcade machine.
There's one by me that it does like a Pizza Hut buffet, but it's like frozen in time. Like it's still got the red roof and the red cups and the booths and everything. And I seek to find it very soon.
Is it a Spirit Halloween inside?
Oh gosh, I hope not. That would be the worst.
Maravita for $4.99. Last year, our state fair had a Butter Caitlin Clark.
There's such a good joke here, and I just can't find it quick enough.
Yeah,
I was trying to find something with cream, but I couldn't make it work.
No, I'm pretty sure. Never mind, I can't say that.
I was gonna say like something about Angel Reese hip checked it and slid to, but I couldn't get the punchline. I just could not figure it out.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to get churn in there, but no.
Something with chocolate, and I was just.
We're just gonna get in trouble.
Yep.
Get in trouble.
Richard James for $2. Best slice of pizza is Pompeii Pizza in Bayonne, New Jersey.
I've gone to the one in Clark, New Jersey.
As have I. Yeah, that one's pretty good. But there's a million Pompeii pizzas in New Jersey.
I'll tell you this: the pizza that everybody will say the pizza in Italy is the best and all this kind of stuff. I've had pizza in Italy. I've had pizza in Monaco. I'm telling you, place to go is in the United States. U.S. has the best pizza, flat out, no contest. Whether it's New York, whether it's New Jersey, wherever you find the pizza that you love, Chicago, I don't care. It's all better than Italy, which is burnt flatbread with a little cheese sprinkled on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it in Italy too, and it's like a hamburger. It's on every menu there, and you get wild variations in quality.
Yeah, someone told me that because Disney pizza is just notoriously terrible, but somebody told me that the in the Italy Pavilion in Epcot they have the best pizza in Disney there. So I went and I tried it. It was basically that square pizza that you get in the cafeteria at lunch when you were a kid. Like it was. I was like, no, I can't believe somebody told me to do this. But I will say Pizza Moon at Epic Universe is fantastic.
The thing is, though, sometimes that square pizza you just shame ate and enjoyed it because sometimes it's just what you wanted.
Just what you needed. I'd say the pizza in my school was pretty good. And we had McRibs.
One of the things
we had McRibs too.
One of the things my high school had that scared me was chicken rings.
You're afraid of chicken rings?
There were only two parts of the chicken that I could think of that could be ring related, and neither one of them was good.
If you put hot sauce on the chicken ring, did it pucker up a little bit?
It was just one of those things where it's like something about this is just not right.
White Castle has chicken rings.
Don't ask them where they got them.
White Castle,
It's been a long time since I've been to White Castle.
There's only one White Castle in all of Florida, and it's by the Orange County Convention Center, short drive from Disney Springs, Universal, and SeaWorld.
You mean to tell me that White Castle flies in White Castle supplies for one single restaurant in Florida?
Yes.
Can you imagine the losses on that one store?
No, because this place has a line around the block like every day.
It's all the people transplanted from White Castle territories to Florida.
Yeah.
Wait, down in Florida, don't they have
Great Crystal Treaty?
Yeah, I was going to say, don't they have Crystal down in Florida?
Northern Florida.
When I got down here almost a decade ago, somebody says to me, "Oh, just go to Crystal. It's the same thing." So I'm like, "Oh, cool." I ordered it. I bit into the first one. I was like, "This is not the same thing."
You're gonna get
my White Castle burger.
Yeah, there's
you
mustard
get a
on
double
it.
cheese crystal. Double cheese crystal. Hold the mustard. You're gonna be in heaven.
The only similarity between White Castle and Crystal is what happens to you afterward. Only with White Castle,
I'm buying you a double. I'm buying you a double cheese crystal. Add bacon. No mustard next time.
Oh.
The only thing I miss about having to go to Branson all the time was stopping at the Crystals and getting the giant 20 sack and just
Shaming them.
What I want to know is how is it when you walk into a Crystals? Like you walk into Crystals and you will have heartburn. How does it do that? I don't know.
It's your body saying, "Get out of here."
It's the
Fight or flight mode.
Oil coming from my pores. Oh.
Coming soon to Crystal, fried lasagna.
Jack White for $5. Reminder, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1 releases next month, the 11th of next month to be exact.
My wife and kids are all about that one.
I'm a
And
big
Richard James for $2. Best soda pop is Sarsaparilla.
It's been a while since I've had a sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla is good, but I'll still go with the root beer.
Last time I heard somebody talk about sarsaparilla, they started singing "There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow" afterward, and I rotated into the next room.
When's the last time you had a sarsaparilla, Marvin?
I don't know if I've ever had a sarsaparilla.
Think of like a grape soda mixed with a root beer. That's sarsaparilla.
Actually sounds delightful.
Sean, the artist formerly known as John, for $1.99. California Pizza Kitchen barbecue chicken's the best.
Not
Barbecue
bad.
chicken pizza is a good thing. I mean, I do love barbecue chicken pizza.
Richard James for $2. Pompeii in Bayonne is independent.
I love how so many places in Jersey, they've just decided like, hey, you know what's really going to say appetizing? How about a small town in Italy that was devastated by lava?
Yeah, the logos there could be very morbid, I would say.
Yes.
Well, every restaurant decided that's how you sell chocolate. Chocolate desserts are always some sort of catastrophe.
Volcano.
Chocopocalypse or whatever.
At Joe's Crab Shack one time, they had this blue drink that was called the Shark Attack, and blue drink, and then they had a little shark like glass that was filled with grenadine, and then they would pour it in the water to give the appearance of blood spreading throughout the ocean in a brutal shark attack.
You know, one time I took a buddy of mine to Boma at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and for whatever reason, he had it in his head that, you know, Disney World is a place for families. So two dudes at Boma, like everybody was going to think that we were gay. And I don't know why he had it. I don't know why he thought that, but he thought for sure, like all these people are going to think that we're gay just because we're two guys grabbing a dinner at Boma. So he talked about that, and I said, okay, listen, Joe, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to order a glowtini. Like, you're so obsessed with this, you're so nervous about this. I'm ordering a glowtini. They brought that out with the glow-in-the-dark ice cube in it, and we invented songs about the glowtini. It was a great time. So a shark attack and glowtinis for everybody.
The mesh white
You know,
beaters probably didn't help.
I was totally buying that you weren't gay until you started making up songs about the drink.
It went stuff. Well, it made him uncomfortable, so I just kept going with it even more and more.
Everybody say hi to my aunt.
Hello, Atapalo.
Hello. It's pronounced pollo.
You know what? I was wondering where you were going with that story, because I'm like, I've been to Boma with him. Like, I was like, it's going to be about time we went, but no, it was not.
About the glowtini.
Maravita for $4.99. My favorite pizza place in Las Vegas is by the big Ferris wheel thingy. It's a wood fire grill pizza. So yummy.
There you go. I've had pizza in Vegas, but could I take you back to the places? I doubt it. There's so many places in Vegas I can't. Other than the buffet at the Bellagio, I don't know that I can find a single restaurant.
Maravita for $4.99 again. Best Irish restaurant in Vegas is, I'm assuming this is pronounced Riraz. So good.
What
is, I mean, aside from potatoes, what is a traditional Irish cuisine?
Oh, Lord. You've got to be having your shepherd's pie and your corned beef stew as well.
I mean, you'd think I'd know. My last name's Connor, but I don't know that I've ever really had Irish food.
Shamrock shake?
We have a
Shamrock shake.
We've got a pub, and I've got a friend who will go in, and every time he orders anything, he asks them to Irish it up for him.
Rhinoceros for $4.99. I think WDW would agree. Nobody on this panel is.
Is this because of the McD Day burger? You think we're all eating this, and the ladies don't like the breath, the crystals on our breath, the McD Day? Listen, let me tell you something. A little bit of mouthwash goes a long way after a night at Crystals.
The ladies love the McD.
Now, I'll tell you this. Yeah, God, that's the way to get the bedroom going. Tell her that. I'll tell you this though. It's not your wife that you have to worry about if you've just been to Crystals and you've got mouthwash. It's once the process has begun. It's the back and forth of the ocean, the motion of the ocean with the crystals in tow. that you may not make it through the entire escapade before you say, whoa, whoa. I'm sorry, sweetie. I've got sensations and they have nothing to do with love. I'll be back.
This is not
Crystal, I'm more concerned
what I
about the
was
drive
looking
home.
for.
Once the gurgle begins, that's it.
You're making love and suddenly you say, descending colon, gotta go.
Mocha Maid has gone from suck to blow.
Oh,
Jack White for $5. Sarsaparilla is the soda you can collect in Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
it says
well, there you go.
sarsaparilla.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Sarsaparilla.
Okay. So that's the confusion there. Thank you, Jack.
Sean, the artist formerly known as John, for $1.99. No California jokes or rips nothing. Cali pizza. Really?
I mean, you guys they have it bad enough over there. They don't just rip
Yeah,
their pizza.
I don't.
They're into putting like avocados on their pizza and stuff. I don't know.
Fires, mayors, governors.
Well, all on
it's
the
enough.
I won't make it a fire joke.
got reality
Fire
stars tearing up your governor. Just
Life Through a Prism. Became a YouTube member. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you.
I'm so sorry that the content we've been creating for the last 10 minutes is what convinced you, though.
And Andre Adams for $1.99. I feel dirty hearing McD.
So does Ronald.
Mission accomplished.
I don't know. It's like you remember back when they started doing the Burger King commercials with the king
The creepy
mascot,
king?
the creepy king. I think that would be worse. That's not something that
You should get him with Mac at Night. Those two together, that would be a bond.
Maravita for $4.99. Maybe Vash should edit the show and hide it from Jonas.
I'm worried this is going to ruin Vash if he watches it. This might corrupt him.
He's a pure soul.
Jack White for $5. Some good news. California Kamala has officially announced she's not running for governor out there.
Because she's going to run for president again.
Jack White, I'm so glad you told us because she announced this on Colbert, which means nobody knew about it. So you're finally getting the word out to everybody this way.
I love that California just sounds like California, but in an Austrian accent. California.
California.
Californication. That's a new song coming out for 2026.
All right, guys, we're at the end of the super chats, and we're almost 45 minutes past our scheduled end. So I think it's probably time to say goodnight to everybody. I do want to thank everybody for being here, especially our guests. It's really nice that you came in here to help us on this segment, Martin. And Marvin, you're always fantastic color commentary, pro.
Thank you.
Happy to have you here for the unscheduled but entertaining food segment for the night. So
I thought I was stopping by for the final 5 minutes to say great job, guys, and we're still here 45 minutes later. It's been fantastic.
it turned into a lot of fun.
And Martin invented the McD Day burger, which is now, I mean, we got to make a video about this.
Really happy everybody showed up here tonight. Hope that you'll join us again on our next show on Tuesday night. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Until then, everybody have a great weekend. And let us know what you think of The Naked Gun, because I'm curious to see what the audience thinks. Good night, everybody.
Lorn and Apollo.